Hello everyone and welcome to class. My name is Chad Westover. I'm your instructor for this semester. The class is GIT437 and 573, if you're not aware. That's Color Reproduction Systems for undergrad students and Color Metrology for graduate students. As you're probably already familiar, it's a combined class with multiple programs, online and on-ground students combined. It is online only delivery. So everybody's going to be here in Canvas with us. We're going to use Slack for communication. We're going to use discussion boards. We'll probably use online meetings like Zoom and other things, but we'll get familiar with that later on. So the class is Color Metrology, which means measuring color. And Color Reproduction Systems is basically how do we reproduce color in a commercial environment like print. We're going to talk about some electronic color reproduction systems as well, but mainly it's ink on paper. So that's the topic of the class. We'll get into that in great detail as we go along. The things to be aware of right now is you need to get started on Module 0, which comes before Module 1. We have an extra one like that. There's no real course content there other than the syllabus quiz, the syllabus itself, getting your textbook arranged, things like that, how the class works, and there's an academic integrity agreement that you'll need to complete. Those are both requirements in order for you to be able to continue in the course. If you don't complete those, then you won't be able to continue. So make sure that you've done that by the deadline. Deadlines in the class is another thing you should be aware of. They're going to be Sundays at midnight every single time throughout the whole thing. That's Arizona time. Those of you that are out of state, just be aware. There is a link on Canvas that'll let you see what the time is in Arizona too. So just be aware of that. One other thing to be aware of is that the app, if you're using the mobile version of Canvas on your phone or a tablet, there can be some inconsistencies with time and due dates there. So don't trust that entirely. Make sure that you're going off the deadlines that are listed in Canvas in a browser, just to play it safe. Okay, each week there's going to be a combination of things that you're going to need to do. First off, there's reading. So we have a textbook that is required. Make sure that you've got your textbook. You'll need to read 1 to 2 chapters per week out of that book. And it is kind of dense material. This is not a tools class where we get to make creative stuff in Photoshop or Illustrator. This is much more technical. So you'll need to get on top of that reading and stay on top of it. There will be quizzes on that reading almost every week. And when there's not quizzes, most of the time there's going to be an exam. I say most of the time because there's not that many weeks in the class. We have a midterm exam and a final exam, and it's fast-paced in this class, so we have quizzes outside of that. We'll have discussions as well that are based on content from the reading as well as the lectures, and some additional materials that you'll pull in your own experiences and things like that. And we're going to have we're going to have one major writing assignment and a presentation that goes along with it. We have a technical report that you'll be writing by the end of the class. This is one of the distinguishing features between the grad students and the undergrad students is some of the requirements for that project. So if you've been wondering how the class is going to differ, that's the main thing. It'll be a bit more rigorous and research-oriented for the grad students. You'll need to have some software for this class. You'll need to be able to communicate with us on Slack. I recommend installing the Slack desktop or mobile app. More about that to come. But that's our main communication method in this class, aside from the discussion boards. The discussion boards won't be used necessarily like they will be to just ask and answer questions and talk about things in class. They're going to be actually graded assignments, so kind of like little mini essays each week. That's going to be the discussion boards. Generally, like raising your hand and asking a question in class or, shouting it out, whatever, that sort of thing, that'll be Slack. So we'll get into that as we go along, but you'll need to have Slack and access to that. You're going to need to have Photoshop as well. There's some color correction things and tools that we're going to look at in Photoshop. Obviously, you'll need a web browser, which I think you've got that now, but I recommend just keeping it up to date, making sure that you have a regular internet access, good download and upload speeds available for when you're turning things in and working on projects. Aside from that, we have some stuff that we're going to be doing in Microsoft Office. So you'll need Word and Excel, especially Excel. There's one project in particular that is going to be very difficult to complete if you don't have Microsoft Excel. ASU students can get the Microsoft Office software for free. So if you need help getting that, send me an email, reach out on Slack, whatever, but we can make sure that you have it. You just need to use Microsoft Office. As distasteful as that might be for design people, it's one of the things that we're going to use in here. So I think that covers most of everything that I wanted to go over with you to welcome. But again, feel free to reach out to me. I'm available online. Office hours are going to be by appointment. So just shoot me an email or a direct message on Slack. And we'll set something up and we can video chat, voice chat, text chat, whatever, with multiple platforms available to us. Communication policies are First, if it's something that applies to the whole class, definitely ask it in the general channel in Slack so that everybody can benefit from seeing the answer, or other people can chime in and get the answer to you faster than I would. Otherwise, if it's a personal question, then you can send it to me in an email or a direct message on Slack. So I look forward to talking with you later on and jumping into the semester. Have a great one.